Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, want to say Kalam Layhel, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Ha, Rakak Wadash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, J. Master, do rule and teach well. Your brother here, Shema Shalom Bani Havada. Forgive me. Oh, shit. Come on. Okay. Forgive me if my voice sounds a little hoarse. It's, getting up into the time, when I'm, gonna get ready for bed and things like that, but I refused to go to bed until I do my reading and everything and post out my video, and then we can go to bed, but this comes first. And to Peter and said unto him, behold, we have forsaken all follow thee, what shall we have therefore? That's what we're gonna get, right? And there's so many scriptures. It might be Isaiah 66 if I'm correct, that eyes are not seen, ears are not heard, that which the Most High hath prepared for those that love him, that follow him. I can't remember where it is, but you can look for that one. And Yahushua said unto them, verily I say unto you, that you which have followed me, the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of the glory, you shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, in that camp, brought out a whole bunch of scriptures. Went to if was it correct, Galatians 6. Maybe not that camp, but I think I went to a lesson. I know I went to Romans 11 and 7. I think there was another one in Romans 3, if I'm correct, that was basically saying the same thing. But these things come up over and over and over again. Yahushua broke that down constantly. The useless chaff will get blown away and the wheat will be taken. Second Esdras has another one with Archangel Uriel. Breaks it down to Esdras in a parable like that too, and gives him a mystery like that. Breaks the whole thing down to him. The time of the threshing come, right? The wheat represents the elect, which is the wheat and stuff. That's the stuff you're actually gonna use and eat and stuff. But the tares and other stuff, you get rid of it. And if you eat that stuff is not really good for you. It's poisonous and stuff. I remember brother saying. I don't think I never looked at it for myself, but it's a good idea if I ever go into it again. But what you need to know, because the whole farming stuff is pretty it's stuff that we don't really know. It's kind of like a whole different world to what we know, because I can't speak for other brothers, but I grew up in cities my whole life. I have family in other states and whatever, but even them, they live in cities too, so I never really had the whole farm experience. When I was when I went to college, up north, it was kind of a new experience. I never really seen a whole bunch of cornfields and stuff like that, and a bunch of farm fields so big. I'd done apple picking when I was 7, but it's a whole different world, a whole different kind of thing. It's a whole kind of different energy when you kind of see that stuff. It's whoa, look at all that farmland. I'm not used to seeing things like that and seeing wide open spaces, and stuff like that. Something different. But that's neither here nor there. It's just a little tangent, because the whole farming thing, it comes up constantly, right? But that was the things that we understood in those times, right? Everyone knew about farming in those days. There was we had markets and stuff, but you didn't have fucking refrigerator. You know what I mean? You couldn't go into a refrigerator and get a Coca-Cola or a fucking or go to the local deli and get yourself a fucking turkey sandwich from the fucking deli. That stuff didn't exist back then. back into this. Yasha said, I verily say unto you that ye, verily means truly, that ye which shall follow me the regeneration of the midst of the 12 of his glory, ye shall also sit upon the 12 thrones, just in the 12 tribes of Israel. Now this one proves that reincarnation is real, right? And it goes to other list of ones, right? And with regeneration, lay Latin, regeneration regeneration. There's a way you say ga. There's different ways you say it. Regeneration. I don't know how to say it. There's a way that you say it. Like the I's and the O's, like they have their own, like, I think it's like yo, you know. There's a way you say it. So, a born again in the Malja line, you would follow me in your incarnate bodies. So the 12 thrones, aka the 144,000, right? Which we know about all that, and see Revelation 20 and 4, but we're going to go to that word followed. Alright, so I'm here in the blue letter because the King James, whatever system that he used, it can't fit like every little detail in there. It's just not a slight against him, but it's just, that's what I think happened. I think that, he can't fit like all the stuff. Like, I think he can maybe take some of this stuff here, but like I don't think he can like grab this stuff. And I think with this stuff, well, it's not here, but I think this whole stuff, well, it's not here, but typically it's like a little PDF here. It comes at the bottom, which I think maybe taken from like the books, the whole Blue Letter Bible and the Strong's Concordance. It was originally like a hard copy book and stuff like that, and it's still around. You can still get it, but it's online now, and it's a little more. It's a lot more convenient to have it online. But if you could get the book, wouldn't hurt to have it, So follow, reach. Follow one who proceeds, join him as attend, accompany him, join him as a disciple, become or be his disciple, side with his party. Right? So, we go into this one all the time. So Revelation 3 and 20. Revelation 3:20. I go to the point. Bless you the door and knock. If they may hear my voice and open the door, will come into him and will sup with him and he with me. Right? So the door is your mind, and Yahshua knocks in your mind, right? Through what? Right? Dealing with you, right? And how does that happen? You gotta hear, a prophet out there. You have to learn from a teacher, and that's how it all starts. You remember we always go into Isaiah 30 and 20 that I shall see thy teachers, which is literal. You literally see us. You see us out there on the street corners, right? Because wisdom crieth without, she stands in the chief place of concourse. So we literally are out there. We do our sit downs from time to time, which I keep saying I'm gonna do it, but I am gonna do it. Coming real soon though, because I keep forgetting. You just kind of do your work thing, and it's like you get home and you're exhausted. It's like I don't feel like putting on my camera. I just want to do my video and go to bed. But it's like nah, you gotta toughen out. Tough it out, thug it out, as Jake likes to say. But I don't like that term, thug it out, because I'm not a fucking thug, and the word thug has been bastardized anyway. Like, it's supposed to mean like you're rough and tumble, but now if you call yourself a thug, it's kind of gay now. Literally, thug hunters. You know what I mean? You don't need to know what that is, but it's some gay shit that's out there, and it's kind of fucking hilarious, but it's stuff that's out there. Just bullshit that you see on social media, right? So we went to that word for following me, right? So because remember, right, the whole thing with this is that Yahushua, he already broke it down to him that he wouldn't, wasn't gonna be alive, right? You know, he came back, you know, Acts the first chapter, and then he went back up, and we haven't, you know, seen him physically since. And if you haven't seen him, if you're not going to see him physically, then how are you going to be his disciple, right? And that's through the faith, right? Faith is the substance of things not seen, that things hoped for. Alright, so they which follow me in the regeneration, right, which came through, you know, Abba Bivens, glad you're coming back to restore all things. You're going to be the ones to sit on the 12 tribes, 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes. Sitting on the 12 tribes, what the fuck? Sitting on the 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes. Whoops. And you got this word for reproduction, regeneration, a new birth, right? Reproduction, renewal, recreation, regeneration. So same thing. Renovation, production of new life constitutes the most high, radical change of the mind for the better. Restoration of a thing to its pristine state, renovation, renewal, associated life after death. It's more like this new birth, you know, reproduction, right? Because it is a new birth. You died and you came back again, and now you're here again, you know. So yeah, that's the only way you're gonna, you know. Well, that's being born again on a carnal level. Like you die and then you, like literally are. You come back again, you know. You're here again on the earth. So, you know, which we all know about that already. You know, we know that the reincarnation is real. It's a reason why, you know, all these heathen always have, you know, reincarnation in their stuff, because they got it from us. We were out there with it first, you know. And you know, that's where they get all their stuff, and they always bite off us anyway. You know, the martial arts and all the other stuff, you know. Signal glorious change of all things, other uses, but they're not going to go into reincarnation. Do even Amalekites believe in reincarnation? I think they do, but I don't know. They believe in a lot of weird shit, like fucking Shekinah and fucking, I don't even know, like the messianic prophecy has no scriptural basis at all. It's just like it's just garbage, man. It sounds like it doesn't even sound like some shit that would make like a good comic. It just sounds like hot, like some garbage some loser made, like I don't know, like fucking 200 AD. You know what I mean? Like it just sounds, it's fucking whack. You know, when you see these guys talk about this shit, it sucks. They made it up. Right, so that's pretty much it. And everyone that forsaken houses, brethren, or sisters, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive 100-fold, and shall inherit everlasting life. Right, which is the prediction of the future prophecy and things like that. Right, which, you know, things happened back then. You know, we had to forsake our lands, you know, 70 AD, fleeing before then. We had to, you know, lose all that stuff. But hey, you know, in these times now, you know, we're going into, you know, I guess our own form of a 70 AD, even though it's not really the same thing. We're not really living in like a one closed, like kind of area like that anymore. I mean, you still have like black communities, but they're sprung all across the country. And you have all kinds of people in our communities, but it's just going to be pretty much all out warfare going on in this country between different groups. You know, 2 Edis 15:16 talks about this, you know. Princes shall stand in their own power, they shall not, you know, regard kings or princes, so on and so forth. And stuff like that. And we're seeing the beginnings of that, you know. The whole Tucker Carlson interview with Vladimir Putin, which was, yeah, it was alright, you know. I mean, like I'm watching a lot of other guys talk about it, you know. He could have mentioned a whole lot more. They could have talked about a whole lot more about Russian history, but they didn't, you know. And you know, I guess he did his best and whatever, you know. I don't know if Tucker Carlson's a geek or not, but you know, yes, he did, you know, a pretty good job. But the fact of the matter is that the conversation was had, which it doesn't really mean anything. It's really just it's really worthless in the big scheme of things, because they're not gonna, somehow, move to some sort of kumbaya, you know, love and peace, humanity, bullshit that in World War III is just not gonna happen. Like, bro, World War III is totally gonna happen. Like, the U.S. government, you could have a million conversations with Vladimir Putin. The U.S. government is still gonna be on their bullshit, and that's gonna be the end of that. Right? Now the rest of it's right, because it's the same thing's gonna happen to everyone at Forsaken Houses, right? Because when you get the well, when MOTB comes out, right, you're gonna have it where you gotta scan in to get inside your house. You see all these 15-minute like smart cities and stuff like that. I said, when you get it, I was like, no, 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 no. We don't want to order it like that. I said, when the thing comes out, because we're not gonna get it. Fuck that. Hell no. Slip of the tongue, slip of the tongue. Slip in speech, but not knowledge. I have things I want to say, but not, on the side, I don't have the best communication skills, right? Which that's always been my problem, right? But remember, the eloquent orator was taken from us, so we're not gonna be perfect on this side and whatever, So just deal with it. Right? And who cares about speaking all prim and proper and perfect anyway? Just speak the word, right? And everyone that forsaken houses, her brethren, or sister, or father, or mother, or wife, or children, or lands for my name's sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. Because to access that stuff and to have all that property, the government's pretty much going to claim all that, and, you're going to need to have that MOTB, to have that stuff, to be able to own property and land and stuff like that. Which, people are going to lose all their land anyway in the, the wars and civil wars and stuff like that. That shit's gonna get destroyed or stolen or both, and to get some new stuff, it's all gonna be, government owned, similar to like the ILA, the Israeli Land Authority. It's pretty much just gonna be communism, it's some weird technocratic communism, socialist technocratic fucking techno state. It's gonna be coming in, which stuff that was warned of for I want to say almost a century. Yeah, almost a century. Whenever 1984 came out, was that like the 50s or 40s or something? So this is what's it, Fahrenheit 411, that book too. This is stuff that's been warned for many years, that this is like the ultimate end goal of these elite banking families, that this is what they want. Nick Rockefeller thing, with Aaron Russo, But yeah, because next part here, shall receive 100-fold, shall inherit everlasting life, right? That's what I wanted to talk about, because that was the last part, and then I'm going to say a few more words and I'm going to close out, because I don't want this to be too long. But, that was the last video I made. I don't know if it was yesterday or camp or something, but I talked about that I think that was the point about being spiritually blind. These people I hear, these two-thirds, these wicked Israelites out there all across the world, these guys are blind, and they just think that they're just gonna have everything on this side, and they choose that on this side, right? And they cast the truth despitefully while there was place of repentance. I talked about it yesterday. Absolutely, there you go. Now it's coming back to me, right? But if you forsake everything on this side, you'll get it all back later, So you just gotta what is it like you gotta see the forest for the trees, or you have to look past like the small stuff and look at the bigger picture. That even though you're gonna have it rough on this side, you may not be like the most happy with your living situation or whatever, but you just gotta look past on this side and look to the next side, right? You may not have what I want is a fucking one of those fucking super mansions, man, living in a castle and shit, right? Like an actual fucking castle, super rich, live in an actual castle. I would love to have that, right? But I don't want that shit on this side. right? Like, I don't want to have to, you know, like quit the truth and become like a fucking business owner or some shit, especially in a country that's collapsing from the inside out, right? Like, I don't give a shit about that, you know? I just want to, you know, I just take things a day at a time, you know, do enough for the day, you know, make my little pennies, my little shekels and whatever, put it off to the side and whatever, and, you know, obviously come out there and teach. That's a given. It's lifestyle. And, you know, make these videos and let that be that. And, you know, whoever I reach is whoever I reach. If I reach no one, I reach, you know, a glorious 0 people, then let that be 0. If I reach 1 person, let that be 1. If it's 2, let that be 2. You know, and 10, 20, 100, who knows? You know, but it's not really my concern. You know, the point is that I put my foot out there and I showed up. You know, I tried. So, low on you, brothers, edified, and you know, take those words, you know, well, and you do the same thing. Don't be concerned, right? The scripture says, you know, prophesy into the wind. Don't be concerned about like viewers. If you reach 0 people, you reach 0 people. If you reach 1 person, you reach 1 person. You know, and let that be that. You know, but you know what I always like to do is I always try to encourage others. I mean, I leave a comment or whatever, but I think it's like a good gesture if I like catch someone and like I'll check your channel first and foremost. Like, okay, does he say double understyle is Apostle GMS? He's teaching the right thing. Does he do like goofy stuff on the channel? Like, there's that one guy that wears like a see-through garment. Well, that other weird guy, was it Ronan Israel or whatever the hell his name is, or whatever the hell he does, you know. Uh, you know, I'll double check, and then if I catch it and I see, okay, this guy is, uh, you know, in his right mind, and sincere, and so on and so forth, then it's like, you know, I'll like your video, I'll sub, and let that be that, you know. No need to, you know, do a whole lot of, you know, I don't really do a whole lot of extra. I don't go on comments at all, you know, just not my thing. The one here, Shalom.